Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video, we successfully created some of the table, that means our flowing table and our user profile table, and also we created the likes and the post table. So now I want to do, if you like click the log out, and now I want to log in with our user. That means I put that name as a Kazi, and then Udemy 12345, click as a login. Now we can see that is actually our home page. So here I want to create one of the page for our this user. Okay, so I have already created that our edit profile. So now I want to create another page. Here I want to load another page for our this user. So that will be our user profile page. So if you want to create it, like here right now we don't need this. I remove everything from here. And now in our app logging, into the app logging, if you go to that view, so here I want to create another function. So after this I want to create another function. I name it as a dev, and then I name it as a profile. So this type of one of the function I want to create. It should be passed that request, right? And also it should be as a login required. That means if you want to access this profile, this user must have to be login. And I want to load one of the page. That means the return, and with this return and the render. So with this return render, I want to pass one of the request, and then also I want to load one of the page. That means here it should be load one of the page. That means in our if you go to our app logging, so into the app logging area, I want to create one of the new file, and I name it as a user. I name it as a user.html. Okay, so here I want to load our this page. That means this template page. So that will be in our app logging. Into the app logging area, I want to access our user.html. And right now I don't have any data, but I want to add that our context. That means into the context I want to pass our dictionary. I make that things as a empty right now. Okay, so now we have to work in our user.html. So now go to our user, and here it should be, first of all I want to add all that our essential things. Okay, so if you go to our profile, like that is some of the title, and then that is our KFC form. Better I copy everything. Okay, I copy everything, and then I paste it. And then also I want to load our body blog. That will be our body blog will be needed, and also I want to end it. That means I want to end our body blog and blog, right? And also if you want to add some of the CSS, so for the CSS I have already declared one of the blog. If you go to our navbar, into the navbar, you can see that is actually our CSS blog. Better I want to copy it. That will be as a CSS underscore blog. So now here I want to load our this CSS blog. Okay friend, so for access this user, we have to create one of the URL. So I want to create one of the URL in our app logging. Into the app logging, if you go to that URL, so now I want to create another URL for access this users. I name it should be as a profile. Okay, it should be as a profile. And into the view, that means in our app logging views, I have created one of the function. I have created the function name as a profile. So now I name it as a profile. Okay, and also it should be as a profile. So that will be our profile URL. So now we can actually use that our link. That means for our this image, I want to put that link when it should be click on here, it should be redirected to our this profile page. Okay, so that is in our navbar. That means if you go to our navbar, so that is our navbar.html. Into the navbar area, I loaded our this image, right? So that is our updated database image, and that is our default image. So here you can see that is actually our href. I want to add our URL in particular that area. So that will be as a URL, and here I want to load our URL. That will be in our app logging, and then our profile. I name it as a app logging, and into the app logging area, that is our name. That means our path name as a profile. Now I name it as a profile, right? Better I want to copy it, and also I want to make that for our default one. It should be with our same. That means our app logging and the profile. So now if you click as a save all, I click as a save all. So now it should be loaded our this user.html, right? Now if you want to put some of the h1 tag, that means this is profile or user profile. Okay, this type of one of the h1 tag I added. And now if you click as a save all, and now refresh it, Now click on here. Yes, you can see it's now redirected to our accounts profile, and that is our text, as this is our user profile page. But our title is not visible because of all I didn't pass any title, right? Here you can say I load that title, but I didn't pass any title from our view, that is our profile. So better in our context area, I'm going to pass that title. Okay, I pass the title. Our title value will be as a user profile, so it should be display our this user profile. Now click as a save all, and now if you refresh it, now you can see it's now showing our user profile title. Perfect. So now I want to design our this portion, that means our profile page. So if you want to work with this, that is our user.html, and that is our block, right? So now here I want to remove it. So I have to work in our main body block area. So to the body block area, I want to take one of the div. I take one of the div and I put one of the row, that means one of the bootstrap. I want to add some of the class, that means I want to add some of the column. Okay, so here I take another div and I just name it as a call, and it will be as a call sm. Okay, call sm I make as a 4, that will be our one div. And also I want to take another div, it should be as a call sm8, that means in total it should be as a 12, right? So that is our 4 column and that is our 8 column. So into the 4 column area, I want to visible our this profile. So here, as I told you before, that actually the two type of condition. When it should be as a default one, that will be display our default image, and when this user upload any image, then our uploaded image will be visible, right? So that is the same condition I have already declared in our navbar. So right now I want to do, from our navbar, for our navbar, you can see that is actually our same condition. Now I want to actually copy it. I copy the same condition, and here in our user, in our call sm4 area, here I paste it. Okay friends, so it should be display, if there have any image, it should be display our database image, rather than it should be display our default image. Perfect. So here we don't need to put any link, so better I remove that link, that means our ahref link. Okay, so I remove this link, so that is our link. I remove it, and also I'll remove it from here. I remove that ahref link from here. Okay, that means that is actually our image src. So here we don't need this. I remove it. Our ahref, I remove it, and then also from here I have to remove both of this. And before I use that image wide height as a very small size, so right now I want to make that as a 220, and also it should be as a 220, and better also I want to update our database image as a 220. Okay, so now it should be visible. So now if you click as a save all, so right now I have already uploaded that image, so that means this image should be visible. Click as a refresh. Yes, you can see that is our image is visible. And also I want to display our user details, that means our username, that means that is our another row. I call it as a call sm8. So here if you want to visible it, better I want to take one of the h3 tag, and with the h3 tag, if you want to visible, so it should be our user, right? With this user I want to access our username, that means our field name in our database field name as a username. So now if you click as a save all, and now if you refresh it, yes, you can see it's now perfectly visible that name. That means right now I am already logging with the Kazi, so our Kazi username is visible. And also here, if you want to visible that how many posts actually this user created, if you want to display this count, you can also display it. And also if you want to display how many people this user flowing, and also how many people this user are flower. So if you want to display all that count list, you can also display this count list. Okay, I show you right now. First of all, here I want to take another h4 tag. I take another h4 tag, and I want to use, that means our user. And with this user, if you want to if you go to our model, that means that is our app logging model. Into the app logging model, that is our user, that is our user profile, and also they have the flowing. Okay, that means the flower and the flowing. And then if you go to our app post model, into the appmost model, that is our post, right? So this post author data, I put that relation with our user table, that means user class, and with this user class and related name with the post. So with this post you can actually get all that our this user data. Okay, that means this user post data. So I want to do and to actually display it, so that will be our relation name, that is a post. So with this user I want to access our this post, and if you want to display the count, that means how many posts actually this user created, you can display with this count. So with this count function you can display it. Okay friend, so it should be display our this user count, that means the post count. And also if you want to do the same things for our flower and the flowing, you can also display it. I show you, like here I name it as it should be as a post, that means count post will be visible. And also I want to put some of the spaces. So in HTML they have also one of the spaces code that will be as a and an NBSP. So that is actually one of the space code. I want to do and to put some of the space. I want to put 2 of this space, and after this I want to display our user. So with this user I want to display our, if you go to our model, that means that is our app logging model, so that is our flower. So for the flower I have already declared that our relation name with our user as a flower and the flowing, right? Now I want to display our flower. I copy it, and now I want to display our flower. So it should be as a flower. Okay, it should be as a flowers, and then I want to put another 2 of this space. When I'm actually run it, then everything will be more clear to you what exactly the things I did on here. That will be space, and after that space I also want to display our flowing, that means this user flowing. So I put that relation name as a flowing, so it should be display our this flowing count details. So that is our flowing, and now I want to make it as a count, so it should be as a count. Okay, and also for this flower I want to display as a count, that means how many people actually this user flowers, it should be display how many people this user actually flowing. This count data also will be visible. Okay, and after that I want to make it as a flowing. Okay, it should be display as a flowing. Perfect. Now if you click as a save all, and now if you refresh it, yes, you can see friend, now it's showing as a 0 post. That means Kazi didn't create any post. So for the reasons it's actually showing as a 0 post, and then that is our 0 flower. That means this user don't have any flower and this user don't have any flowing, right? For the reasons all that our data actually visible as a 0. And also here if you want to display more information, like if you go to our account edit page, okay, if you go to our account edit page, they have some of the pictures. So I have already displayed that picture. If you want to display that date of birth, you can display it. You can, if you want to display that website, Facebook, you can display it. So better I want to add another field for our user profile. Okay, that means user details. So these details user I want to do and to visible it on here. So how can do that work? In our next video I will show you that things with a live example. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.